The more I work out, the more I feel like everything that I do changes. And, this is applicable not just to working out, but to life, that we've got to be open to change. We can get so stuck in one way of doing things that we forget that life is an evolving process. And it's easy to get complacent. It's easy to get in that mode of doing the same thing day in, day out, but we've got to do things differently as we grow, as we learn new things, and as we mature. So I'm talking all about that. Strap in, get ready for episode 272. Let's go.
The future of fitness.
How do you gain muscle mass?
Fitness is not complicated. It's simple when you break it down.
There's so much information out there.
No fads, no diets, just plain simple habits.
You're listening to the Bones to Bulk podcast.
Hey, welcome to today's episode. My name is Brian Parody, and I'll be your host today. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome to the show. My name is Brian Parody, and I really enjoy fitness. I also enjoy a lot of other things in life. In fact, I'm really big into the NFT world. I don't know if you know what that is, and it's non-fungible tokens. They're basically digital assets. And you're like, what the hell is all that? Exactly. If you're interested, go check out NFTs for newbies. I'm going to link it in the show notes. I get asked all the time, like, what do you do outside of fitness? And this is one of the things that I am very passionate about, very much believe in. And speaking of change, it's one of the things that's changing super drastically. So if you're interested in learning more about that, again, NFTs for newbies, you can listen to it pretty much wherever you listen to this podcast. So again, check the show notes. Without further ado, let's dive into today's episode. I'm definitely have matured a lot in my weightlifting years. I lift way differently now than I used to lift in my 20s and even my early 30s. And I'm going to kind of dive into what I'm doing differently, why I think it's better. Again, I don't think there's a one-size-fits-all for anybody in fitness. I think there's definitely some elementary things that everybody should be doing and some foundational aspects. But as a whole, we've got to enjoy what we do. We all are different, and so it's okay if our journeys look a little bit different. So first off, don't beat yourself up if you don't look like the Instagram model, because first off, it's mostly fake. Let's be real. And you don't need to buy into the whole, I've got to have the perfect body. And no, I believe in being healthy and feeling good. And that's really all that matters in life, right? So I'm talking about how my workout routine has changed quite a bit. So lifting really heavy. We all want to increase our 1 rep maxes. I'm not excluded from this group, but I have to admit, I've been lifting way lighter for probably the past 6 months. And you might ask, well, why would you do that? And the reason is I just feel like it's what my body needs right now. If there's one thing that I've learned the longer I lift, the longer I work out, it's that you've got to listen to your body. You've got to listen to what it's telling you. And that's one of the things I feel like it's been telling me, to lift lighter, there's no point in trying to outbench somebody next to me. You know what I mean? What's the purpose in that? Now, I'm not saying that doesn't have its place, because it absolutely does. But just for me personally right now, it doesn't. And, so what I've been doing is I'm an avid gym goer. I love the gym. I really do. I also have a home gym, and I've had a home gym for quite a while, but I don't typically work out in it. Well, that's changed in the last 6 months. And one of the reasons why I didn't work out too much in the home gym is because of the amount of weight that I was pushing. I just didn't have that amount of weight at home. And so I don't really know how the shift happened. I think it was just work was a little bit overwhelming for a while, and I wasn't able to get into the gym, so I had to do workouts at home. And as I did that, I began to realize my body composition changing. I began to realize I feel differently. I'm not as sore, because I'm still doing pretty much the same exercises, pretty much the same routines, but I'm lifting lighter weight, and I feel great doing it. If you feel you need to drop it down, drop it down. I just want, we feel like we're so stuck, I think, sometimes with fitness, and that we have to, hit a certain goal, we have to hit a certain number, we have to outdo and outperform. And why? Who are we outperforming? Who are we outdoing? At the end of the day, we have to be comfortable with ourselves. We have to be comfortable with how we feel, how we look, and nobody else's opinion matters. It doesn't matter what, our friend on Facebook is doing. It doesn't matter what our neighbors doing, what our siblings are doing. Like, it doesn't matter. What matters at the end of the day is, do you feel good about yourself? I'm at the lowest. Well, okay. Let me rephrase this. Since I've started my fitness journey, I'm at the lowest body fat percentage I've ever been. And it's not something that I didn't set out to, I'm going to get my body fat percentage down. I've just really, again, been changing the way I work out. I've been changing the way I eat, in the sense of I'm just eating way cleaner. I really am. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm doing all this cool stuff. I'm trying to say, like, I've shifted. I've shifted. And I have lost some size, some overall size. I've lost a few pounds. I'm not going to deny that. But again, I feel really good. Like, I feel great. I feel energetic. I feel more flexible. I feel just more on my game. And that seems counterintuitive, because we're all about like, oh, I've got to, add inches on. I've got to add more muscle definition. I've got to add, bigger muscles and more calories and lifting more. And, if you feel crappy doing that and you're killing your joints, and, is it worth it? Is it worth it? And again, I am not trying to say that everybody needs to lighten what they're doing. Like, there's nothing wrong with lifting heavy, and there's still days when I do lift heavy. But what I'm saying is, we've got to evaluate of why we're doing it. Why are we trying to outperform? Why are we trying to outdo somebody else? If it's just because that's what makes us happy, then cool, run with it. But if it's because you feel like you've got to hit that status quo or whatever it is, I would invite you to reevaluate. I've been in some kind of deep conversations with some people online recently. I talked briefly earlier about the NFT podcast. And the reason I even bring that up is I'm big on technology. I'm big on the future. My day job is a cyber security instructor. I don't do Bones to Bulk full time. I love it, but it's kind of a part-time gig for me. And so I'm all about what's coming. What is the world going to look like in 10, 15 years? And I bring this up because there's a lot of adversity to change, no matter what it is in life. I see it in technology. I see it in, people constantly ragging on this generation and these kids, and it's not like the good old days. And were the good old days really that good? Like, my childhood wasn't bad by any means, and I truly believe the way we're going, that it's going to be a lot better. I'm loving the things that are coming. I'm loving that my daughters are growing up in a day and age where they don't have to take shit from anybody. Like, nobody's going to tell them what they can and can't do as a woman. And I'm proud to say that. I'm proud to say that, we're living in a day and age where literally anything is possible with technology. Anything. It really is. And I don't say that because, like, I'm trying to push an agenda here. I'm saying it because if we're open to change, the possibilities are endless. And so I say all that to say, evaluate what you're doing. Do you enjoy it? Do you feel good? And if not, then feel free to make changes. It's okay to do so. I hope this helps. I hope it maybe resonates with you today. And if you're feeling like it's time to make a change, then I just really encourage you to do so. You can find me anywhere on social media. All my links are going to be listed in the show notes. With that being said, remember, no matter what you're coming up against, what you're facing, you can accomplish any goal that you set your mind to. You've got this.